Welcome to the Guitar Channel. I am super happy to welcome you a new interview. We are in the middle of Henning Pauly small kingdom in Germany, in Weilberg. I am sitting right next to the one and only Andy Ferris, the Guitar Geek. Andy, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm one of the only people that doesn't have a hangover.
Okay, really?
I did not party last night. I went to bed early because I knew I was doing things such as this. I wanted to be fresh for you.
Just for me, that's nice. Okay. You know, I had a tough night because my room is just above the entrance of the hotel and the YouTubers were staying there until 3 a.m. drinking and everything, but I had to work. But anyway, we're not talking about me. So, Andy, you have to tell me what was your very first guitar?
Okay, my first guitar was a plastic SG with a vibra-trem. I was about 2-3 years old, and there's a classic photo of me rocking out with this guitar. Then I had a tennis racket, so I upgraded to a tennis racket. Then about the age of 8, I played my friend's white guitar with a picture on it. We never know what it is. I think it might have been a Westwood.
Okay.
And I wasn't ever interested in really playing guitar, just doing the showmanship, which has continued.
Okay.
But then my first real guitar, when I actually thought, okay, this is an actual instrument, not a toy.
Yeah.
I borrowed an acoustic guitar from a friend of a dad. You know, it was in an attic somewhere, and it had an action that just went like this.
Yeah.
And I learned 3 chords. Then my first real guitar, to get to the answer to your question, was a Hohner LX90.
Okay.
A Strat copy, made of plywood. Those horrible 90s cheap guitar packs that were £200 for an amp. The bag and everything, cable, and I lost the pick within a few hours.
Yeah.
Had to wait a couple of weeks to get a bus to the shop.
What was the initial influence to start to play the guitar? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Was it a specific riff? I don't know. Or just for the girls, or?
But you've answered the question.
Okay. Sorry.
No. Firstly, I grew up with only one band, and that was Queen. My dad was obsessed with Queen and no other music, and we didn't really play any other music. Other music would annoy him. So Queen, and I thought Brian May was this god on high, which he is, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But I thought that playing the guitar was unobtainable. I thought it was something that only geniuses could do. And then the grunge happened, and I heard Nirvana, and my life changed like that. I went from being a computer nerd who built computers and programmed things on games and stuff on Commodores and things, into I could probably play that. And I felt the gap between me not playing guitar and playing guitar was smaller.
Okay.
So it happened twice, but Nirvana was really the catalyst.
We all know you as the Guitar Geek, but I guess you didn't go from the plastic SG guitar to Guitar Geek just like right there, like that. So what was your journey?
Well, my family on my mother's side are mostly all musicians. And my grandfather was a drummer and singer in an entertainment band, so a dance band. And I would go with him on Saturday nights to his shows. And I would sit behind the drums and maybe play maracas if I was allowed. And I loved the way how he firstly had control of the crowd, but in a way that he was servicing them. He was giving them a good time, but also this control over the crowd he had, this respect, mutual respect. It was like a magic, like you can't touch it, it's intangible. And then I decided to make a band with Nirvana. I thought my granddad plays drums, so I'll play drums. I forgot that you actually have to learn to play an instrument.
Who cares?
I did
grunge, right? So
exactly. And I went to bass, and eventually I ended up singing and playing because nobody else wanted to do it. Then I ended up turning that into a job where I was playing sometimes 7 nights a week, playing covers, travelling around the UK. And
so you were a pro musician at one point?
Yeah, it was great. Good life for a young man. And then I lost that because we had a financial crisis in 2009 in the UK. Nobody wanted to pay for music anymore or entertainment. So I went to another...
People are willing to pay for music now?
They were. Well, they pay for beer, which sometimes pays the musicians, it trickles down.
Yeah, it's a different business model there.
So I got in my car and I went to this country called France.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I lived there. It's a beautiful country.
Best country in the world. after?
No, we'll stay there.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not going to disagree. So then I moved to Austria. I had to find a way to somehow take the talents and the skills that I'd learned and make money from that without playing live, because there is no music scene in Austria. It is awful.
Nothing.
And then I saw someone doing guitar stuff on YouTube, and Henning was one of those first people that I saw.
Okay.
And I thought, that looks easy.
Okay.
I could do that.
This guy is crazy. I'm crazy. That should work. Yeah.
So I did, and people started watching.
Okay. So, and that one, when was that? You started on a...
Channel opened in 2016.
Okay.
I didn't do much with it till 2017. And then I started working for the company Thomann.
Oh, yeah?
And presenting their YouTube stuff. And that didn't give me much time to do my channel stuff. So nothing really happened in 2018, a bit of 2019. And then I stopped working with Thomann, and now I'm back at it, and this is what I do full time. Okay.
If you have to to do the elevator speech of the Guitar Geek,
yeah,
what is it?
I love guitar, and I love everything to do with guitar: gear, chords, notes, wrong notes. And if you enjoy guitar, if you enjoy learning about new guitar gear, then maybe you'd enjoy what I do, because I come from it as a point of someone who walks into a shop and tries gear out, rather than someone who knows exactly what they're doing. I like to play in the children's sense. So
I met you already, I don't know how many times, in guitar shows, so you do part of the content, I mean, at your place, and also part of the content on any guitar show you can go to, right? That's correct, yeah?
That's right.
Okay. And is that where you find interesting gear then that you want to review after that, or is it the opposite, the other way around?
It's a bit of both, but I guess the real reason for all of this is that when I'm at home in my studio, I'm working alone in a room in a basement.
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
Okay.
Not for someone like me. It's not healthy to sit there alone and talk to a camera and talk to people. So I need to get out and do these kind of things and go to guitar shows to find new gear, to find things that are interesting. I love finding small companies that are just starting or are not quite in the mainstream, but mainly I like just to meet people who also love guitar.
What has changed in the YouTube game since you started?
Many things. Firstly, there are so many channels these days. Too many.
Too many, you would say?
No, that's hard to define. I know we don't have an hour, so that's a hard question.
Yeah, you don't.
With the many channels existing, firstly, you should start a channel. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You should. However, it is a lot of work, and Pierre will back me up on that.
Definitely.
You don't just start a channel and then people send you gear and money and then everybody loves you. Also, is it not the worst job in the world? It's somewhere in the middle of those two things. And it's just very hard to go from that initial spark of opening a YouTube channel and hey everybody, hey guys, welcome to my channel, to turning that into a business, which it is 100%. And I see a lot of channels just kind of give up, and that can affect your love for guitar, so just be careful. The second thing is that brands work with YouTubers more now than they did in 2016 when I started. And 2018, when I was at Music Messe in Germany with 4,000 subscribers, I walked around and nobody really still knew what YouTube was. And now here I am at Gear Street with you, and there's brands working in tandem, and hopefully to help you, the viewer, decide on which gear to buy, not to pay us to tell you that everything's great. That's the way I look at it. We help you decide.
I'm curious about what is the split of the money you are making out of your business. Is that everything coming from the monetization from YouTube, or is that partly because you ask money for the gear reviews? Is that partnership?
You want my secrets?
Yeah, sure.
I am happy to share my secrets.
No,
I think transparency is very important, because with transparency you get trust, and without trust I am useless. So I have several streams of income. It's very modern to have various income streams. And firstly, I recommend that. Do never, ever rely on YouTube monetization as your income. And various people think that YouTubers are rich. Guitar is such a small part of YouTube. I will tell you now, I take home between 600 and 700 euros per month from YouTube monetization.
Okay.
Paul Davids, who is somewhere around, will obviously have a different number, but we have a different business model. I work directly with brands. I charge 500 euros per video as of this day here in August 2020.
Yeah.
So book now because that price increases. I also have affiliate links. So this is the cleanest way for me to earn money, because you, the viewer, can decide if you trust me firstly and then enjoy the product, or want to at least take a little risk on it, buy it, and I get a little percentage of that sale, which costs you nothing. And then there's also things like Patreon, which some people do thankfully support me on, which enables me to do content where I buy things like retro gear and stuff like that, and then do reviews on that. Okay, so
and this part is only accessible through the Patreon page, the retro gear.
It hasn't started yet.
Okay,
it's
so
just
coming up.
Just started. I've just collected a load of gear.
Nice.
Very excited.
So it is a worldwide scoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And the last thing, I guess, is that when brands send gear to me, I have a 6-month period cut-off where I might then sell that gear on.
Okay. It works like that. Okay.
Yeah, that's another income possibility. Or what I like the idea of is doing it in a giveaway with channel members. So therefore, I don't earn any money directly from it, but I can use that monetary power of that piece of gear to promote the channel. So if I say you're going to win a 500 euro pedal, you might subscribe to my channel.
Yeah.
And then you might stay after the giveaway is finished.
How do you handle the community side, of your YouTube channel? Do you answer to every comment? How do you handle the troll, the bad stuff? How do you forget about this shit and stay positive, you know?
Firstly, without the viewer, what I do is pointless. So the viewer, even though the companies pay me, YouTube pays me, the viewer is my boss, if it were.
Yeah.
That's the person I'm trying to please. That's the person I'm servicing. So I did used to answer every comment. It became unmanageable. And I'm currently at a point in my business where I've created something that is unsustainable.
Okay.
I am incapable of doing all the jobs that are necessary. So I'm having to outsource, and that's costing money. And I'm at that point in the business where I can't quite afford it.
Okay. But you still need
But
it.
I need to do it. So make that next jump.
Yeah.
And also mental health, if I may, for a while, is very important to everybody. But answering every comment can obsess. This is my phone here. I've just 3 days ago deleted the YouTube Studio app.
Okay.
Because I would obsess. First thing in the morning, last thing at night, answering comments and things. It's not healthy, so I'm taking a break at the moment from it. I will be back with it. Of course, I still answer comments, but that's one of my most fun things to do. And with regards to trolls, depends where the troll is coming from. If the person who leaves a comment that I find is undesirable just says, "Nah, that's just shit." Can I say shit?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That's just shit. Then I just ignore that. That's not enough information for me to react to.
Yeah.
If someone says, "Andy, I disagree with you because of this," or "You said this and that's rubbish," that's a great conversation opener.
You can talk.
But often people just say, "You can't play, you got stupid hair, I don't like him."
We know that. You are just jealous about our gorgeous hair, right? Yeah.
I've got morning hair at the moment, I'm still a bit sleepy hair. But but on the flip side, that is such a small percentage of people. And there are, in fact, there are people here that are subscribed to my channel. There's Valeria here.
Yeah.
And she is so helpful, she's a moderator, and she's such a nice person, and finally we've met. And there are other people here who I've met through the channel. And it's just, I believe there's an energy in life, and you can choose to feed the evil wolf in you or feed the good wolf in you. And I try to feed that good wolf as often as possible, even though people send their evil wolves to me occasionally.
So, and when you have an evil wolf comment, what do? Do you delete or mask the user and forget about it and move on, or do you have strategies?
It depends. I try not to react emotionally, firstly.
Which is difficult.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
And that is part of the job, which it shouldn't be, Pierre. You know, we shouldn't have to deal with people just being assholes, but it is life. Yeah. I have the rule that my house, my rules. So my channel, my rules. Whatever I do, I stand by it. I don't necessarily delete a comment unless it is overtly racist, sexist, anything picking on any group of people that just doesn't add to the conversation. So I don't want to focus too much on the negativity because there isn't that much, honestly. But I have blocked people in the past because they just keep posting negative stuff. Generally, I'll ask you if you're okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
and you have a reply to that?
Very rarely.
Yeah.
And if they answer, then I'm not trying to fix them. But that's my answer.
Okay, I like this strategy. Interesting. I'll try it.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah.
It
I don't
might
have that many comments anyway, but that's the human nature that we are always. Yeah, we are always more reacting, unfortunately, to the negative stuff than
100%.
even if it's just 0.1%. That's the way it goes. So we are here at 42 Gear Street. I know you are a super good friend with Henning, so we can say whatever bad thing we want to say about Henning. So what do you think of this event? Yeah, I guess you did all the editions?
I missed the first one.
Okay.
My friend got married and I had to go and play guitar at his wedding. Sorry, I wanted to go and play guitar at his wedding. I missed the first one, sadly, which upset Henning a lot, and I'll never hear the last of it. This year's a little different. And I will speak frankly, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
And honestly.
You were not speaking frankly so far, you mean?
I will continue to speak frankly.
Okay, I like that better, sure.
Firstly, the event is amazing. Everybody that's involved puts on every piece of effort and heart into it. And it's a great event. We get to meet people, we get to try new gear. I almost feel bad for being here. Like, what am I doing here? Like imposter syndrome is very strong. Yeah. But also, I try to see it as my job is to bring that gear to you and bring that experience of, oh, wow, look at this. Let's check it out. And I just worry that this thing is turning into a machine rather, like just personally, not anybody else, but I try and stay that guy that goes into a guitar shop and goes, look at this. Yeah. And when there's so much gear available, it can turn into, right, next one, have to do that rather than want to do that. So you have to really be careful. I have to be careful to keep that fire going. Yeah. And I always have a little moment before every video, and I remember myself when I was starting guitar and how much energy and passion I had. And I go, right, you are still that person. Now do the video.
You are leading me to an interesting question. I mean, how do you keep it alive? Because what I do on La Chaîne Guitare, the guitar channel, is mostly interviews. I go to guitar show, I do report, and yes, I do gear reviews, but just maybe 10 or 15% of my content is gear reviews. So how do you keep getting excited about gear reviews? Because there is this tension where you have to get money to live and everything. So how do you keep it exciting?
Firstly, I don't always.
Okay.
I'd be lying if I said I did. However, every video that I release is the real me. If I'm excited in the video, I am excited in real life. I can't lie, I can't act, I can't pretend, because I can see it. And when I edit that video, I just shoot the thing again. I wait until I'm in a better mood. I'm a very emotional person. I can be really up and I can be really down, excuse me. And if I have filmed several videos and worked hard and then said, that's rubbish. It's not excited. I'm not lying.
Your money back. And
yeah.
I don't
No, I'll just record the video again.
Yeah.
Firstly, if it's not firstly, this is thirdly, tenthly. If a company sends me a piece of gear that does not excite me, I do not make the video. I do not take the money. I say I'm very sorry. It doesn't gel with me.
Okay.
Then I learn to avoid that by not accepting the gear in the first place. But you've got to take risks. You've also got to go out of your comfort zone. But ultimately, don't treat it as a machine. I'm a morning person, so I shoot videos in the morning. Do events like this, to get energy. I like to be an energy vampire. So right now I'm sucking your energy.
That's why I'm feeling tired and tired.
No, I think that love and energy multiplies rather than divides. And so have hobbies, do exercise, be a happy person, enjoy guitar, listen to the music you were when you were 14, do all that thing, then sit down, make the video.
What are the next projects you are going to work on for the future, and maybe for the long term?
Sure. Long term, as I said, I have a business currently that's unsustainable.
Okay.
I have to make changes in the channel. I have to make changes that makes it look like I haven't made any changes.
Okay.
I'm a bit of a control freak with editing videos and stuff. So I have I am currently working with a video editor occasionally, and he's doing amazing work. In the past 12 months, I've worked with 4 other video editors, all 3 of which have created situations that gave me more work rather than less work.
That's interesting.
That was
But
frustrating.
I am also at a point where sometimes I think somebody else should do it, should do all the video editing. So yeah, it's very interesting what you say. So you tried several and it's not working, or it's too many back and forth.
Again, it's a budget thing.
Yeah, sure.
If you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. But sometimes that doesn't mean if you pay a lot of money, you get results. And sometimes 2 of the guys I was working with had burnouts.
Okay.
And I had a burnout a few years ago. I have been close to one recently, and there was a lot of pressure on creators to create. And as we've kind of covered, in this video, if you're not feeling it, then you're having to create that energy from somewhere, and that is exhausting.
Yeah.
Which I'm not complaining, because great job, love what I do, but you have to make sure that you don't give 100. You can't give 100%, because you have to give some to your family, you have to give some to yourself, some to friends and new things and hobbies if you have the time. But regarding projects, I'm in a blues rock band, which is 4 40-year-old guys.
Nice.
Actually, one's 30, he's the young guy.
Okay.
Playing just for fun, having great times, working hard, but just doing it for fun. I'm writing more music. I haven't released any self-written music in 10 years, or will be 10 years next year. So that's a new goal, is to release something, but first to create it.
Okay. One last question. What is the gear which was the most exciting to you, I don't know, let's say recently, for the past year or so?
Well, that's a really good question. I think it has to be the Fender AVRI Hot Rod Strat that I bought.
Okay.
Because I do still buy gear, and I think it's really important for me to still buy gear, to have that feeling, otherwise you lose all touch. I bought it for this blues rock band that I'm in. I wanted the Strat, I wanted a fat neck, I wanted a rosewood fretboard, I wanted nitro paint. And I found it fairly locally to me, and it was just one of those moments like, okay, I've played 20 Strats in the last year, this is the one that's going to be on stage with me.
Okay, excellent. Andy, thank you very much for being with me on the show. I mean, it's day 2, sleep deprivation is quite something, so I know it can be hard to record an interview like at 10 a.m. in the morning in Germany, but thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all the best for the future and for the rest of the adventure. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the time.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. For the price of a magazine, subscribe to the Guitar channel to access the full videos.